The
Record.
timer? Oh, yes. Hi, everybody, and welcome to So Far So Happy. I am Ginoski Workes, and I am so happy today because I'm introducing you to my friend Joie Jacala.
Hi,
Hi,
everyone. I'm Joey. I'm so happy to be here with my friend Gina, and we're so happy to um, talk to y'all tonight.
Joy. This is special because, okay, Joy and I are getting together finally because we actually met. How long ago did we met? Like
I think we were 18, Gina. So I think it was like, and not 18, maybe not 18. I think,
20, right?
yeah.
20.
And we were so different.
Yeah.
180 degrees different than we are now.
Yeah, but it's so interesting because yeah, like we known each other for a while now, but we were friends of a friend, right? So we didn't have this direct connection, but recently we got together. Thanks to our friend. Thank you, Diana. If you're looking at us ever. um. So yeah, and now we connected again, and turns out she's super intuitive. She's an empath, and she is just as committed as I am to raise the vibrations of uh everything, whatever, the earth, the
Yeah,
universe.
the collective consciousness.
Yes, yes. And so we are gonna be hosting our first female healing circle at her place in Brooklyn, and it's gonna be on February 22nd. We still don't have everything figured out, but we know that it's gonna be on the 22nd of February in Brooklyn. I will be definitely posting information on my Instagram, and Joy as well will
Same.
notify her followers because she's also a YouTuber. And oh my God, I am just so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm really excited to build with all of you. And like Gina and I are both excited to build a tribe and build a community of like minded individuals. And I know um, it's that word is tossed around a lot, but we really are looking for others who are just as passionate as we are to just share knowledge, just share heal in and all of this is in hopes of healing, right? So then when we heal, we're able to be more open to what the divine needs to bring to us, because the purpose of our existence is connection as humans, I would think, right, Gina?
Right.
So yeah,
I
I'm
mean, yeah, I mean, tell us about you, Joy. Like, what's your background?
right. So um, I am a soul. I use this body to perform tasks, but I truly identify as the soul, and in this way, I feel like I'm able to walk through life harmoniously and peacefully, and most importantly, happily.
And I am
So,
so happy. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I am so happy you say you're a soul because, I mean, that's what we have to actually identify with, we limit ourselves so much when we're, oh, I'm a female, oh, I'm a Latina, oh, we just put so many limits, and our soul is limitless, right? So it's awesome to be our soul because then that means we're limitless.
yes, girl, yes, that is for freaking sure. We are limitless, and we all have the ability to live beyond our limitations. And honestly, everything and anything is very, very, very possible. Um, so yeah, but I think yes, I identify as a soul, soul consciousness, and going forward, we're going to be talking more about that in these videos together and at our circle. Um, but then going down the line, after realizing that I was a soul and being able to identify with that, I felt this sort of detachment where I couldn't really relate to my, oh, I'm sorry, I really couldn't relate to my, to the people, to my fellow humans, and it really left me in a place where I didn't really like that, because we are here, we're spirits living a humanistic experience, and as that, connection is so important, and community and tribe. So recently, and probably in the past 6 months, I would say, I started to identify, or not identify, but explore who this is, right? Who this is, why God put me in this body, and
Yeah.
my color, um, me as a female, not a male. All those questions started to come up. I started digging deeper into my ancestry and reconnecting with my elders. Um, and I found such beauty there, and fullness, you know? And I didn't feel so disconnected anymore. And I felt like, wow, I'm starting to realize my true purpose as a human, a soul in a human body. So
And
now
what do you know about your family? Like
my
your
background,
background?
my heritage, my parents are from the Philippines. I'm the first generation Filipino American in my family. I was born and raised in New York. Um, and what else can I say? Ah, something that my background is in. I'm a yoga certified yoga instructor. I've taught Pilates, um, and I have a practice there. But right now, I am looking into becoming a doula. So a doula is basically like a step under a midwife. A doula is employed by anybody to provide guidance and support to a pregnant woman during labor and post labor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you can be either or. You can focus mostly on support after labor, because there's a lot of the support is needed there. A
Oh,
lot of women go through post
depression?
depression. What is that? I don't know if I forget the term.
Postpartum?
Yes,
Postpartum.
yes, postpartum depression, which is super serious.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know the statistics, and I'm doing research, but a lot of women die from this
Oh,
because they
wow.
just can't handle um, the imbalance of the body. I mean, it's a natural thing to feel this way. It's not anyone's weaker or stronger, but I want to be the help and the support through that, because working with women is so important to me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is like something new, you know, but
And, and you're a Cancer, so
I'm a
it makes a lot
Cancer.
of sense.
Oh yes, we forgot about that. My birthday is July 20th. For all of you who are asking, I'm a Cancer Leo cusp, kind of on the cusp, I would say, right?
Oh, no.
So, and my sun is in Cancer, my moon is in Cancer, and my rising is in Libra. So, um, yes.
You're my soulmate. I'm a Libra rising too.
Yes, that is something else that connected Gina and I, is that we are both Libra rising, and Gina is like teaching me so much about astrological signs and tarot, and I'm so thankful to have her as a partner in this journey, because we complement each other so well, right, Gina?
Oh, I think so. Like, I don't know. Joy has always been Joy. Like
Yeah,
Joy, like the name Joy is always so woo. Which I'm
Gina
like,
too.
and I think it's the rising Libra maybe because it's kind of like that Venusian, happy. Yeah, I because I read that somewhere. Venus represents like like the good things, like material things, like money and luxury, and also like having fun. Like I don't know. It always reminds me of those ladies that they're always like dancing around, like. And
So
yeah, that's
me.
how I feel too. I'm always like, ooh, I would have fun. And I think that's like a Libra thing, more like a Libra rising because it's more on the personality level, right?
Yeah,
Because that's another thing. I'm always telling people that you should know, like your moon and your rising, because your sun, it's not everything. Like yes, it's very important, but your sun energy,
yeah,
it's not everything. Like there's so many, and the rising in specifically when we're talking about like three-dimensional plane. It's what you know, like so yeah, always check risings, because that tells you how you're gonna look like. That definitely that sort of determines everything around your life. uh,
Wow.
so yeah, I mean, and you know, Libras are about partnership, so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes, yes. I would. That is interesting that you brought that up because recently, one of my favorite websites to check for horoscope forecasts is cafeastrology.com. I'm not sure if any of you heard of it, but I
Heard
just
it.
they have a really great array of like daily, monthly, weekly horoscopes for your specific sign. And I was looking up Cancer and a monthly horoscope, and they also suggest that you do look up your rising horoscope as well. Depending on the degree of where you're rising, you have a specific horoscope. And Cafe Astrology really caters to that.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah,
haven't I haven't checked horoscopes. Like, I always like reading horoscopes. I'm a listener. I'm always gonna listen to, like, I'm a
podcast.
terrible reader.
What kind of resources do you listen to?
Okay, so depending on what but my number one, it's Astrolata. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
her YouTube name is Lada Duncheva. She's my number one. I mean, because it's not only her channel, I mean, it's her platform, but she invites all sorts of psychics and astrologers. So it's kind of like you get to see a lot of them, and they're so good. Like, some of them already left, and I just continue listening to them in their own YouTube channels, because oh, they're so good. Like, and I like it because you can hear tarot, because it's you know,
Yeah.
like that, or you can hear astrologically, or you can have both. Like, I'm always listening to predictions. Like, that's like
Well,
my number one. I just have so much fun, like, listening and trying to, like, figure out, oh, is this gonna happen, or mostly, like, you know, I like to take it as like guidance and advising, you know, like, but also it's challenging, you know, because I'm always trying to learn, like, okay, so this is gonna happen, what's gonna happen, this that, and it's fun. I'm still learning.
it honestly, it's fun. I wouldn't say being attuned is attuned is the word, but with this with this lifestyle, it's like we're always working, right, Gina? Like you're always working to be better than your 1 second self. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to be um just learn more, be more listen deeper to what's going around and what that's really the purpose of having all these different tools out there for us: astrology, tarot, circles, workshops, healing sessions. All of this, when it really comes down to it, is about higher elevation and vibration so that you can be more open to what is meant for your path. um,
And I think you brought something really interesting, that because I remember when I started doing all these things, and I know that I'm still sound weird for a lot of people, you know, like, I'm always talking about energies, and
Same.
you know, it's like,
Yeah.
they don't, you know, but I always felt the need, you know, like, naturally I always been like, I always been attracted to all of this, yeah, like, the unknown, you know, like the invisible energies, and all that, and for a long time, like, people were like, okay, what's that astrology thing, you know, like, what why do you think that's important, why do you follow that, like, what is that, and and it's kind of like, a lot of times I felt like, oh my god, yeah, like, but recently, like, in my good friend Mary Moon, which she has been on this channel with me too, she told me, like, you know, like, your work because I will be like this kind of person that like, oh, I gotta do yoga, or I gotta, like, I will push myself to do all this, or crystal healing, like putting crystals on my forehead and things like that, and they will be like, no, that doesn't, like that, nah, that
Yeah.
doesn't work. But I will be like, no, like, and I learn about these things, and I feel like now it's paying off, like in general, like I've been able to like find what I really like, because that's the thing. It's not even about like being okay. What I'm trying to say is, hold on. um oh my god. Boo! What was the last thing I said? Oh, okay. So it's about finding your path, finding whatever you feel most comfortable, finding your language, finding your people, finding what you like,
Yeah.
and your true self, because that's the thing. It's about being, I think, and that's what we're gonna talk about, because I think that now that we're getting in, like, we don't bore with the age of Aquarius. Now we have to be authentic. It's like the number one rule. Like, that's Aquarius. That's
So what's interesting, just a little small note about me, something I just found out was that my north node is in Leo, so my south node is in Aquarius. So this is a really big time for me. Really, 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 really big. And when you become your most authentic self, even more, when you open that up, that channel up, you will see your darkest
oh
part,
yeah.
and you'll see your fears, and you'll see your dreams. And I think in this age, literally right now, you'll be, if you're not doing what you want to do, or you're not on the path to doing what you want to do, it's going to hurt you. You're going to feel hurt. You're going to feel something in you that's not something restless. And and then and then just thinking, oh, I must live to my authentic self. That is what's going to help you through this journey. And it's not necessarily making a list what you got to do to get to your dream. Start small. Start with your most authentic self. And that entails a lot, like your
Oh
fear.
yeah, that entails.
Oh,
In my case, it's like getting pissed when I need to be pissed, being sad when I need to be sad, being
oh yeah.
happy when I need to, like, not trying to be so controlling of whatever is going on. Like,
Wow, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying just, oh, whatever happens, just going blah 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 blah.
Of course.
But it is very important to know when something is really bothering us, and like say it, because I feel like Aquarius is also communication. It's more like networking and things like that, but it is communication. So I feel like even doing these things, just like going live and just putting saying things, like, or to your friends, like coming out, like, I just had this video like 2 weeks ago about like coming out of the closet, like, and telling what is going on, because I feel like now it's very important for us to just be telling
Our
everybody.
truth.
I know we can sound like super annoying, but I think it's that time. It's that time to just go there, because like all the energies are so like there to help us. Like
Yeah,
they're so important.
we're definitely being supported in this time. Like, I, for one, another part of my background is that I'm not well versed as Gina in tarot and astrology, but I definitely am an intuitive worker. So I feel, oh my gosh, I feel so much the shift right now, and I feel so much that everything is being is it's in my face, and I'm very conscious of these things. But like Gina said, it's also a time to not be so controlling of your feelings. If you're sad, be sad. If you need to admit something, don't be afraid of stepping on toes. You know why? Because you're speaking your truth. At the end of the day, this is your truth. And, it's interesting because what really, truly, what does not kill you will make you stronger. And you will walk down your path even stronger than you did before. So it is scary. It definitely is a challenge. But what is life without challenges, right?
It's
Like,
not fun.
yeah, it's not fun.
Yes, I mean, and that's but I want to talk about the age of Aquarius because I keep bringing it up, and I feel that yes, many people know about it, but many people is still, they're like, what are you talking about? What is the age of Aquarius? So astrologically there are cycles, right? Every planet, every cycles all around, and there is this specific cycle. It goes, it doesn't even go as, you see, I'm not even that well spoken in in astrology neither. But you know, it's going counter, you know, all the planets move
Clockwise,
um clockwise, no,
counterclockwise.
counterclockwise, yes, counterclockwise. That's how the planets move, right? They're all,
Uh-huh.
unless they're retrograde, right, that they're coming back.
Ah.
But this goes clockwise, right? So it's going in a different direction than the planets go, right? So this is like a shift that happens at a whole different level. Like it's like the Earth, you know. It's kind of like or solar return, but it's the Mother Earth's solar return or something like that. That's how you know. And this cycle takes about 2,500 years, you know, like, so it takes a long time. And throughout history you can see like the changes, and you know how, and we were at the age of Pisces. We just came out of the age of Pisces, you know. Jesus, there are these stories about Jesus like washing feet and things like that, which because rises rules the feet. And you know, like there is but now we're moving out of that one, right? So the age of Pisces was when the Christ consciousness was brought to us, right? What's Christ came, he did what he had to do, or Buddha, you know, whatever religion you are, but we all have like that masseuse, right?
Yeah.
So it took us, right? It took all of these years for us to actually get it, right? To actually get to that, because and that's what we're supposed to get. We're supposed to get to the Christ consciousness. That's where we're supposed to get to, the Christ consciousness, and get all together as sisters and brothers, and yeah, heal and transcend. You know, who knows? We're probably just gonna go to another dimension or something. Hopefully, I don't know if we're gonna live to see that. I hope so. But that's what the idea is, right? So now we're finished. Now we know. Now we're awakening to all of these abilities that were brought to us by the knowledge of our ascended masters. and now it's the time, because that's what they say. The age of Aquarius is one of those times that either there can be amazingly good or terribly bad, you know, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus or and Saturn in ancient astrology. So it's kind of like, how can I explain it? It's very radical. That's it's very radical. You know, it's either black or white. Um, so that's exactly where we at. We're choosing black or white. You know, so it's basically that we're there. And they said, you know, like, because these shifts are so like this cycle stays so long, the shifting, it's very blurry. We don't know exactly, you know. They say it was 2012, and that's why it was like a big deal, 2012. But some astrologers said that it started like back in the 70s, you know, with the whole like infusing of love, like make love no war, and you know, like all this hippies came out and it started, you know, like bringing like this new consciousness of like liberation and And so now, like all this time, we're now here, we're the new generation, we have all this background, and we know now we're awakening to our powers, to our abilities, and you can say, Joey, like, you thought, oh, you can say, oh no, I don't know about astrology, but you don't need to, we're waking up, we're getting all of our information from our guides. And if not, then we have the internet, we can connect with like-minded people, and because that's how the way I did it. I had no idea about this 2 years ago, or I mean, astrology I did know for a while now, like I studied it a long time ago, but when it comes to like reading the tarot and things like that, I had no idea about that. But I was like, this is where it's taking me, like, this is it, like.
Yeah.
And I think we all can do it. And how did I get it? I just started watching a lot of videos, listening to people, their experiences, like how do they feel it. You can find all these videos in YouTube about like how can you hear your guides.
Oh.
I mean, there's so much information out there from people just like us, just like discovering their abilities, and and people that already know for a long time, and they've been there for a while, like this, like many people that, like this lady, Lada Doncheva, like she's a great astrologer, and she's been on YouTube for like 9 years.
Wow.
Or maybe even more. I don't know, but I only found her recent, like 2 years ago. Like there's so many people out there giving out their knowledge, and it's awesome. That's the age of Aquarius. Like,
Nice.
information is right there.
I'm really excited about this time, honestly. I'm excited, not so much terrified, because we already know our fears. We already know our what hinders us from like being our greatest selves. So it's like I am a little bit scared. I feel like with great power comes great responsibility. You know what I mean? So it's like I have this awareness, but I must do something with it. God wants me to. God wants us to. Like we we are here as vessels for the higher, and that's all I want to be. I just want to be used to be of service. And all of this information, if it is overwhelming or a lot, it's not serious. It's not there's no pressure, there's no pressure. Be yourself, your most authentic self. Love yourself. And find community, find others that will help.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Ask for guidance to the ether, to anybody. Like that. I think this is the most amazing time to just connect. Like that's the thing. You're not gonna be listening voices in your head that tell like, we're not there yet. I mean, but what I'm saying is we need to acknowledge that we have helpers, and not just physical helpers. We have like
Angels.
like angels and spirit guides, and we just have to talk to them. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but honestly, I think that's the most efficient way for us to communicate. Just talk to them out loud. Like our voice it's so powerful, because it's a command. It's kind of like why God gave us like a voice, because we can state what we want, and we can ask for things, and it just puts it out there. So it's okay, you can ask your angels, like, I need help, and I'm recently learning this too, and I'm doing it, and I think it's been working a lot. And it's just like just open up to them, like to any friend, like don't feel like you need like people around you, like they will come to you, because I started doing this by myself, and now then Mary Moon came, now Joy is here, like it happens, like
Yeah, there's definitely power. There's power in thought, but there's a lot of power in declaring what you want exactly
Yeah.
what you want, and declaring what you believe in, you know. There's so yeah, I've started speaking to my angels and my spirit guides. Other than just meditating and praying to them or asking them in thought, I'm actually speaking out loud. I mean, you're by yourself, no one's gonna look at you or judge you.
What?
It's okay.
Know what? I start singing. I just go like I was like, "Oh, angels, talk to me!" Like I was just like sing like, and because they like this, you know. Like
Yeah,
I know that they like this. They love music and for it's just I they're just so there, you know, like, and they love it when you acknowledge that they exist, you know, like, and they will give you signs. Just don't expect, like, okay, like, for them to appear to you, and like, they can, you know, it's just, you have to open your mind, you have to go slowly, and you will realize that, and that's one thing I realized that I seen them, and I didn't, you know, I'm like, oh, that was it, you know, like realizing 3, 4 years later, I'm like, that
wow,
they were there, you know, they were showing me the book. They're still always there, you know, like you will, in hindsight, you will realize how much you've been taken care of, you know,
yeah,
like they've been with you.
I
And
believe it.
if you don't feel that way, you know, then just start, you know, like thinking and going back, because they're always there. We all have or protectors or guides, and I think it will be a reflection on realizing, okay, what am I taking for granted? Because
Mm-hmm.
we have so many things, like we just get stuck on the material, and we just want to see everything right there, and we don't realize that that's only the end, you know, like everything starts from your thoughts, you know, like and that's one thing that we really need to keep in mind in this age of Aquarius, and during this time that it's beginning, you know, like because our thoughts will be coming, like manifesting super fast, you know, and
That's fun.
that can be amazing, you know, if your head is in the, you know, if your mind
Right.
is in the right place. But if not, then you will just gonna get, like you said, Joy, at the beginning, you're just gonna feel like tearing apart, you know, like that's also the message I've been feeling, like, and I feel it like tearing apart, like just disconnecting from yourself, uh, terribly, you know,
Yeah.
like that's just a sensation that I don't want to feel, you know, like that's why I go like terribly.
Yeah. I feel the same way, but I also find that regardless of what I do and the control I put on my life, spirit will move me regardless of what I want. And and you'll find that if you fight it, it's hard for you. It's gonna be hard. But if you go with it, you'll find yourself in a position where you find someone like how Gina and I found each other. And it just happened very organically and very synchronistically. But you need to trust it, and we're challenging each other. I mean, this is our first one together, and I just can't wait to see where we're gonna go with this. But we're trying our hardest to roll with this time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's exciting, you know, like don't get me wrong, I think that when it comes to like, because it depends, you know, if you're still like hanging on to like the news and things, like, you know, like
yeah. We don't listen to the news. No,
yeah, like I'm not, and you know, everybody's free to do whatever they want, you know,
of
but
course.
the thing, you know, just if you don't have to, don't, because honestly, you're just gonna get more tangled up in the drama, you know, it's a lot of drama, it's a lot of nothingness, you know, like
Nothingness. Yeah,
it's yes, it's super empty, and I feel that it's the more we pay attention to it, like the more we give power to it, the more it affects us, you
yeah,
know. If we don't, and because I noticed myself, I was like 2 years ago, you know, when Bernie Sanders was going on, political candidate here, I was super intense. Like I was so intense going into like, oh, you know, we need to vote for him and this, and I just, well, he lost, terrible story, blah blah blah. But then I realized, you know, I was getting too caught up on it, you know, and at the end of the time, of the end, they're all in the same game, you know. It doesn't really
True.
matter what
Yeah.
color they are. They're all in the same game, you know. We need to definitely disconnect from that and do our thing, you know, do whatever. It doesn't, even if it sounds crazy.
Yeah. So, Gina, as like a collective, what kind of forecasts can you bring to our viewers for maybe like some good guidance, some good
Yes.
healthy guidance in the right direction? I'm really excited to see.
Let's see what the divine has to tell us. But let's formulate a clear question. Be like, okay,
Okay.
so what's the advice for this season of Aquarius, or for this era, or I don't know, where should we like?
So I would say, yeah, we could start there. We could start there. What are some for the season of Aquarius?
For the season, okay.
Yeah, what mind frame is best to be in? Is it a creative one? Do we focus more on our businesses? Do we focus more on our love life? Do we focus more on our craft? You know, creatively, how are we doing? Business wise, how can we be doing in this time? What can we expect?
All right, so you want to go business. It is important for us as millennials, or what? Well, I don't really like to use that word millennials, but I mean for us as young people, as this new generation, just
Yeah.
starting to yeah, like really get our power of, because we're very entrepreneurship, you know, like
Yeah.
we really we come from these kind of times of like this, we have to get everything done, you know. I feel we have to
Ourselves.
do everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's very important, yeah, to like because one of the things that is most the problem, I think, is for us to make money out of what we love, you know, precisely because for a long time they have telling us, oh, you know, that's BS, you know. So yes, definitely, or
Yeah.
businesses. So I got the two swords. So I think it's still talking about like decisions, right? Like and what is your mind like? Your mind, it's kind of like one and I will get that, you know, because if you're being shaken by this energy, then you're definitely having a lot of thinking a lot, but you're still not making decisions, right? Because you know that whatever decision you take could be the most important one in your life, I guess. You know, it's kind of like you're delaying that decision, which it's okay, you know, because it's always, we always have to try to go not to put too much pressure on ourselves, right? So we're not just gonna like leave everything behind, right? But we definitely have to like start thinking of like, okay, if I want to stop doing whatever I'm doing, and how am I gonna start doing what I really want to do, right? So we're like in that stage of like thinking, all right, we're not making a decision yet, because it will be maybe too pressure, you know.
Mm.
But I think that the starting of the year is the best time to like look for another job.
Well, that's really interesting that you brought that up because, yeah, I definitely feel that I'm in a decision making process myself, but I'm not making any clear cut decisions, but I am naturally gravitating towards change.
All
So, yeah,
right.
I haven't made a real clear decision on things, but right now is a good time to at least think, right?
Yeah, it's so interesting that in the past position. I got we got the 7 of Swords, and it's that, it's that, like, because this fox hiding his sword under here, it just tells me, like, it's funny. I got this one yesterday when I was doing my live in Instagram. I got exactly the same one. uh,
Well,
but yeah, it's like, when you're hiding something, when you're not being truthful, you're like, you feel the need to defend yourself. You feel the need to, you
lash
can
out.
be yourself. You can freely be out there and show yourself completely, because and I see that, yes, we are afraid, because but I think that the fear, it's not even coming from this, it's not about the future. I think the fear, it's because we know that, or we know that things can get pretty crazy, like, that things are getting bizarre. Like, in my honest opinion, some things are just getting bizarre. Like, I, I was just kind of like, wow. Where, like, where are we gonna be in like 10 years? Like, we could be so different, and we really need to open our eyes. I'm not saying apocalypse, obviously not. Like, I know we're gonna continue living for a long time, but the way, or soul, or bodies are gonna be more and more chained. The system to in our minds are gonna be more and more chained to the system that is not working. Like, I'm sorry, but it's not working.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think because it's a fear that is been there for a long time. It's a fear that is for the collective. It's a fear that is being put on us, like program on us. It's
Mm.
not even, because yes, we always, well, not always, but I do feel that when we're being our authentic selves, we can sound very, like, peculiar and eccentric, and we have as ridiculous,
Mm.
that that's not important, that you sound crazy, that that and that fear it's being engraved not only on us, but like in our families, in our cultures, in our everything. So it's time for us to liberate ourselves, right, to get out of. And I think we're seriously thinking about it, but we still haven't made a decision. I don't think we're gonna, let's see we're gonna make a decision
Yeah, I would love
towards
to
the
hear
end
that.
of the Aquarian season, to just get on board on the
Yeah.
Aquarian age. And
Hopefully, yeah, for all of us who are in the decision making process but haven't made a decision yet, hopefully we can find some kind of guidance towards where we should go as far as decision making.
well, I got 2 cards. So I'm thinking, I think that it's like one or the other, right? It's like you still have 2 options. You have 2 options, and yes, I don't feel that we're gonna definitely make a decision by collectively by the end of this Aquarian season. But I do feel that with the 8 of Cups, a lot of people will be abandoning. Um, some beliefs, right? Some things that
Mm.
giving up, but there is no giving up like, oh, I can't do this anymore. But it's like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's not working. It's broken. It like the system is broken. Like I can't even. Um, yeah, like yeah. Some people are gonna be, what? Bye, bye, bye. And some of them are gonna be like, oh no, this is crazy. This is the 5 of Fire. So some of them are do really gonna get into conflict, internal conflict on like, okay, what are my priorities? Where is this going? Where, like, some people are gonna take it a little bit more uh, angrily,
Yeah.
um when it comes to the collective, I don't know, I just feel like things are getting weird with the whole tax thing. You know, I'm not even like, I'm not really checking on it, but I feel that with the president, you know, something about the president will come out towards the end of this Aquarian season, and some people are gonna be like, you know what, I'm done. This is crazy. Like, I'm done. And some are gonna be like, no, let's fight. Like, but it's gonna be internal conflict. Like, it's not gonna be like
Mhm.
a big thing, everybody talking about it. Like, it's gonna be very personal, like very, very personal, and just kind of like really like, where are we going? You know, like because some of us really realize that there is nothing we can do to rescue this. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like there is nothing in there that can actually help us.
Yeah.
Nothing. But some people are definitely gonna keep fighting. uh, but it's gonna be very internal too, you know. It's gonna be but it's gonna translate in anger, you know, like
Yeah.
anger. Yeah, like sadly, I feel like anger towards the family members and things like that, you know. Like, I feel that mm,
Hmm.
maybe not so loud, but very like to the point, you know, like very angry, something like passive aggressive. I think
Hmm.
it's that passive aggressive um
Attitude.
anger.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll never know, because this is so, I feel that this was going like very intimate, because I felt like and that makes so much sense. I will feel like a home, and that makes sense because we're starting now that the eclipses. Oh, we haven't talked about the eclipse of that happened yesterday, but that eclipse was the culmination of eclipses between Leo and Aquarius, right? So now we're moving into the eclipses between Cancer and Capricorn,
Mm.
and Cancer rules the home. So I do feel like inside our homes, like very quietly, we will be we will be like giving up. You know, some of us will be just like disconnecting completely, like even more. You know, like, this is getting ridiculous. I don't want to. And some people are gonna be very pissed, but very passive aggressive. And yeah, let's see what comes.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, question. Did you say the age of Aquarius ends in 2005 years? Is that what that is? What?
It's roughly like 2,500 or 400. You know, like,
Wow.
it can vary, you know. They're not exact timing, like, but yes, it's roughly around that much. So imagine, like, this is big,
It's
right?
huge.
Like,
I really think like there's gonna be so many changes as far as like even listen closely to what you listen to on the radio. The music is going to change. The music is going to be empowering. I feel like businesses are going to boom and people are going to just rise in this time. I really feel like it just from my personal experience with how I'm feeling, I can I can feel that something is coming up, boiling, baking. It's been baking, and now we're gonna take it out and serve it. I feel, um, it's we'll
and
see.
it's up to us to take it. You know what I mean? Like, to take
Yeah,
that cake. Like, we're being aid. You know, like,
yeah,
we're being open. You know, like, our limitations or possibilities are expanding.
yeah.
So we're starting to think out of the box, you know.
Mhm.
And yes, things might sound like, how the hell are we gonna get out of this one, you know, like, but it's just, honestly, and I know for some people I sound crazy, but it's magically, you know, now it's the time to believe in the unbelievable, you know.
Yes.
What But yeah, I do feel like the more we open our minds to the unbelievable, to the impossible, the more, like, the faster we're gonna get there, the faster we're gonna connect, and we're gonna be aid. Like, this is gonna be cool. I
I,
am looking forward.
me too. Me too. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to more collaborations with you. I'm really looking forward to building um, whatever needs to be built for, from within, from above.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God, this has been
This
amazing.
has been a lot of fun, and don't forget. So, we're gonna be putting together all the details, but Saturday, February 22nd, I would say around 7:30 p.m. Maybe. I'm not. We haven't figured out the details yet, but we're gonna be hosting a women's circle in Brooklyn, New York, at my home, and everyone and all are invited. Please check in periodically. Jade and I are going to be releasing some more collaborative things in the future, and this has been really fun.
Yes.
I'm so thrilled being with
Yes,
you.
it's amazing. I love it. And yeah, let me see if I have something else. But no, I think we covered pretty much what we wanted to talk about. And yes, I'm so, so happy to finally um, get together with Joy and do this, because it will be my first time hosting a healing circle. Joy
Yeah,
has more experience than me in that, so that's why we're working really good
collaborating.
together, because she has you're so sociable.
Gina, I mean, we both have so much to bring, and then together, it's gonna be a prayer. Honestly, it really is. Like, that is my true deep hope that we can provide guidance and healing, and for all, honestly, and in turn for ourselves, for our
But
personal
yeah,
healing.
that's what we're
Yeah,
doing this at the
yeah,
end. Like, I know it sounds selfish, but like, we're doing this for ourselves too,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
just as much, because that's one thing. When we get messages, we have to follow through.
yeah,
It's like like, some people will be like, "Oh, who do you think you are? What are you talking about?" Like, but no, I
we
mean,
have to own ourselves. This
you're
is a
being
time.
guided. This is what
Yeah,
we're talking about, being guided. And you don't need anybody to, like, approve of you, to tell you, "Oh, you're great," or not. Like, it's about going out there, and you will find the people that will be like, I'm on board, just like
yeah.
happened with us. Because yeah, like, I've been doing this a while now, like, I opened my YouTube channel, like, back in March. And
Wow.
I've been working through my own stuff too. I've been, like, through my shyness, through my insecurities, like, I'm still working on it, so, but it's happening.
I'm
So
so really, I feel super honored and blessed um, to be here with you, and with all of you as well. Thank you so much for hearing us and being with us tonight, and for being you with us.
yes, namaste.
Namaste.
Oh, and one thing I totally forgot. I just published my divine messages for all the signs here in my YouTube channel, so you guys can check it out. And please, if you feel like you resonate, write me, tell me. I would love to hear from you. And I mean, we're growing. I love this.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Gina.
All right, Joy. I'll see you later. And bye, guys. I don't know when I will be back, but I'll be back.
Bye, ladies and gents.
Bye. Namaste.